Hello, this is a quick video to show you how to use these templates. Basically everything in here is open text, so you're going to be deleting the text that you need to fill in for your information and just overwriting that. What I've done is I've downloaded the Biology, Biomedical Sciences, and Geosciences template, but be sure you find your department and download the template next to it because each one of these is slightly different. Okay. In general, most of it's the same. So we're going to look at the title page first. So simply just select, you can delete or you can just overwrite the title. At the top, I'm going to delete. Say I'm just going to go ahead and paste the title back in. If I happen to have a title that goes more than 2 lines, you'll see that the keywords have been moved to the next page. Like I said, this is not a contained form field type of template. This is open so that different amounts of text can be entered because all of you have different needs in that category. So all I'll do is just delete back up the lines until the keywords are back on this page. You'll also see here that there's extra space for the number of committee members. Some of you have up to 5. So we understand that this will be modified to meet the needs of your information. So note that the title will be 150 characters or less, and it is in title case. So only articles, prepositions, and conjunctions are lowercase. Everything else has a capital letter. All right, make sure you change this out if you are working on a dissertation. So it's a dissertation or a thesis. Present it to your department. Look up your department name, be sure you have it correct. Sometimes they change. So on the department's website, on the top right corner, you will find the correct name. Okay, in the next section, you will fill in your degree title and program name. So I'm going to go ahead and put Master of Science in Chemistry. And if you have a concentration, you can add it here. Just place a comma and put concentration in, and then whatever your concentration is. Next section will be your name and graduation month and year. So this will only be December, May, or August. So no other month. It's not the year you submitted, it's the year you will graduate, or the month you will graduate. So August 2020. Enter your committee members' names, and you can add credentials here if you want to. Or if they ask to, some of them will ask. But if you do it for one committee member, be sure you add them for all. Okay. Keywords will be words that are associated with your topic. So you will come up with those. These are words that people will use to search through search engines to find your work. So just type in the word with a comma between them. And then you just do not end it with a period. Not the same, believe it or not, I get titles that are different on the title page than the abstract, so be sure they are the same. Also, if they are broken up in the same place, you see how those are different. So keep them the same on the title page and the abstract. Okay, be by and then your name, and then enter in your abstract. So do not indent the first line of the abstract. Master's abstracts are strictly limited to 150 words or less. Dissertations are 350 words or less. Please do a word count on those and edit that before it comes to me. That way your committee can still be involved with those changes. Add an extra space between paragraphs because we are not indenting, we're not showing separation, so we need an extra line space between each paragraph. So the copyright page is optional, but if you want it, all you need to do is just overwrite your name there. The dedication page and acknowledgments are also optional. Table of contents will go next, followed by a list of tables and figures. If you have them, list of tables will come before the list of figures, and then you will begin your information, your chapters here. We'll talk about headings and subheadings in just a minute. Okay, so again, for each style guide, it will be different. So APA users, yours will look different than this for the table title and for the headings. So be sure you're looking at your sample. All right, follow any and all chapters you need after that, however many you have. References, bibliography, works cited, whichever pertains to you. Followed by an appendix if you have anything to place there. Appendices is more than one appendix. If you only have one appendix, you will just title it with just this at the top. If you have more than one, you will do this, and they'll be lettered, Appendix A, Appendix B, and so on. Finally, your vita will be at the end. So you will enter in your information here under each category if you have it. If not, then just delete the portions you don't have. Okay, the last thing I would like to show you in this template is how to populate your table of contents. What you will notice is all of the headings that need to go in the table of contents have already been formatted for you. So I'm going to go back to home here so I can see. The abstract, you'll see that jump to heading 1. Okay, all of these have been pre-formatted as they need to be for this template. Dedication, same thing, all of them show up as heading 1. Okay, now heading 2 is your first level subheading. You'll see this one is heading 3, and so on. So if you need to enter in a new heading, say you have a new paragraph, then say I have another third level subheading, I'm just going to put subheading, and then I will select it, and this was heading level 4. I'm going to click on this and it automatically changes it to that correct heading format. Okay, so again, if I have a second level subheading or a first, I will go ahead and place it where it needs to be, centered. Actually, you know what? I will show you the other way. If you just write the heading first, the capitalization still needs to be under your control. Level subheading. I will select it and it will be heading 2. It places it where it needs to be. So this template already provides you with the correct formatting. You just need to type it in correctly and then click the appropriate heading level. You'll see how these change throughout. But you notice heading 1, these are all in all caps, and if I were to ask this to be a heading 1, it will only change it to not be italicized. So some of the capitalization is up to you to control, so pay attention to that. Second thing I will show you is populating the table of contents. I'm going to go ahead and delete this and show you how to get this in here. So I'm going to remove table of contents. Okay, so I'm going to place my table of contents here. I'm going to go up to references, under table of contents, and you're actually going to want to do a custom table of contents. This gives you more control over some of the formatting. Well, all of the formatting, but we're going to keep it as simple as possible. Now I'm going to slow down here so you can pause and see this. These are the settings that you want it to be, except we're going to change heading levels, especially for APA users. The majority of you who are not APA users will not have more than 3 levels, but it's still a good idea to give you more room in case you do have multiple levels beyond 3. So we'll go up to 6. So these are the settings that you want. Leading header, show page numbers, right align. And then if you are in this template, you don't need to do anything else other than that. Okay? So this populated everything we had. You see that the ones that I added in the correct level then populated here in the table of contents. Everything that was coded with heading levels shows up in the table of contents. I will have a separate video for populating a list of tables and figures. That's something that especially APA users may have difficulty doing because of how specific you have to have it written in the text. But I will have a separate video on how to do that if you're interested. You'll notice in the templates they are not linked, so I'm going to make a separate video on that. None of the linking is not required, but it's built into the template. So might as well use it. It's easy to go back in here and update your table, and you can update page numbers only or the entire table if you changed out some headings. So that's a nice feature to keep everything nice in line. And that's it. Please contact Emily Red at red@etsu.edu if you have any other questions about these templates.